in A.B.A.T.E. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, network lag, and some problems on my end where I screwed up, and I'll just flat admit I screwed up. Trying to make the studio run for the stream, we ended up with some audio issues as well. So we decided to salvage what we could and record a little bit on top of it here locally, and then upload that. So if you're seeing this on Facebook, it was recorded, parts of it recorded at 9:30 at night, parts of it were recorded 7 o'clock earlier. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you're probably seeing this for the first time, but we'll be uploading the video in both spots. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and start playing parts of the program from earlier this evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in A.B.A.T.E. It is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. My name is Josh Witkowski. I am the State Legislative Coordinator for A.B.A.T.E. of Illinois. If you have any questions or comments, you can type them in the comment section. I've got them up on a side monitor over here where I can see what's going on with the world out there. We're going to try doing these going forward. We're going to try to do one a week, telling you what's going on in issues with the A.B.A.T.E. of Illinois, issues around the country, and events that are happening. So, very first right off the bat here, you'll notice that we've got a new Speaker of the House. That is Chris Welch. A long era of power has ended in the state of Illinois. Mike Madigan is no longer Speaker of the House. The General Assembly met about 10 days ago, give or take, for a lame duck session. And then they met again right at the end of that lame duck session, which was a week ago, when Speaker Welch was installed as Speaker. He was nominated, accepted, and voted in, putting an end to 50 years of Mike Madigan. That's an amazing thing. Mike Madigan has been in the House almost 50 years. He was Speaker almost as long as I've been alive, about 40 years. It's a huge change down there. But here's the good thing. Speaker Welch is an A-rated candidate for A.B.A.T.E. of Illinois. He's come to several of our events. You may see him around at the lobby day, at different fundraisers. We look forward to working with him. He should be very good for us moving forward. So that is the mainstay. New legislation has come in. We haven't had a chance to analyze all of it yet. We're going to be introducing our own bills. The House will not be meeting until February, so we've got some time to get that all together. If you're concerned about legislative issues, I highly recommend that you use the legislative sign-up form right here on our Facebook page, or go to our website and look for the legislative sign-up there. You can follow alerts that come out on a weekly basis, or just stay tuned right here through Facebook. Moving on to the next thing going on out there is actually, gotta love it. So the next thing going on out there is ethanol issues. I see that we've got some lag happening. We're working on fixing that right now. Hang on here. All right, sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the connection lagged out. I do apologize for that. Working on coming back from that. The next issue that we have that's going on out there is, believe it or not, ethanol is back in the news. On Friday last week, the EPA issued out new rules with regards to E15. They're in the 90-day public comment phase. Now, a lot of people ask me, they go, "Hey, Ski, why does ethanol matter to motorcyclists?" And it's very simple. Ethanol has this really weird title to it. It's called a hydrophilic emulsifier. And basically, it's a lot of fancy science language for two things. One, it attracts water. And then two, it separates water, from gasoline, from alcohol, the longer that it sits in a tank. This is the reason why we have fuel stabilizers. So, what happens is with ethanol in your fuel, particularly high percentages of ethanol, water gets attracted into your tank through the vent system, and then it settles at the bottom of your tank, right where it's the first thing to feed into your carburetor or your fuel injectors on your motorcycle. Then the alcohol actually goes to the top of the tank. And when that alcohol goes to the top of the tank, it tends to evaporate off with heat and pressure and go out your vent. So you actually lose a little bit of fuel content. But this separation, the emulsification is what it's called, causes problems for motorcycles. It can rust out fuel systems, it can cause combustion issues, carbon buildup, take your pick. It's just not good for us. And even better is, according to federal law, the Clean Air Act, it's against the law for a motorcycle to use anything above E10. If you accidentally use E15, which is what they're bringing online, you actually violate the Clean Air Act. And there are these labels that are part of what's called a misfuel mitigation plan. Those labels are supposed to tell you, hey, don't use this in your motorcycle. Well, as part of the new rules unveiled by the EPA last Friday, they want to soften those labels. Where it previously said will not or should not, it says not recommended. And it takes away the yellow warning stripe and a few other things. Obviously, this is an issue. We don't want anybody hurting their vehicles, hurting the motorcycles. So we will be submitting public comments with regards to the E15 labeling. So that's just another one of the little issues that we're kind of working on in the background. Okay, so coming back from that, pardon me, I see that our stream has dropped again real quick. And I do apologize for that. I'm not sure what's causing it today. Usually we don't have these issues. But anyway, coming back from that, we have had some changes here at ABATE of Illinois. And one of those changes is we have a new public relations coordinator, Chris Hansen. Chris is the president of Duquesne chapter, and he is going to be joining me on these videos, handling different stuff, talking about events coming up. So with that said, Chris, if and that is where we would have had the original interview with Chris Hansen, our new PR director, PR coordinator. Unfortunately, there were technical issues. So, bringing back live from Skype from up there in DeKalb County, I'm going to give you Mr. Chris Hansen to discuss what is going on out there in the world with ABATE events. Chris, take it away.
All right. Well, thanks, Josh, and good evening again, everybody. As I said before, I'm your new state PR coordinator, and I'm going to be joining every week with Josh, or most weeks with Josh, to go over what we're doing in the state event-wise and a few other things. And before I mentioned that I'd keep it short because Pat Jones over there in Chicago didn't want to hear me talk, and then everything broke. So I don't think that's a coincidence. So I blame Pat. But as I was talking about before, I've heard your comments, your concerns. I've had those same comments and concerns. And the board understands them. They understand that you want more transparency and communication from the state level to the chapter. And we need more communication between chapters so we're one united force, not a state board and 49 separate chapters. We all need to be on the same page. So understand that your state board is 100% on board with this. Ryan has talked about it. I mean, he's on board with it. I'm on board with it. Josh is on board with it. And it's something that we're going to work on, which is the reason for these videos, is to bring more communication weekly to keep everybody updated on what's going on. And part of that is expanding our presence out into the public, into the community. So one way that we're working on that is expanding our social media presence. So as of now, you can find A.B.A.T.E of Illinois on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You've got 4 platforms that we can get our name out there, our message out there, and what it is that we do, and keep everybody involved. So we're going forward with that. In that, I've contacted chapters, most of them, and I've asked them all, what is your social media platform? Is it updated? Do you use it? What do you have? Don't you have? So that each chapter can make sure that they're out in the public. And, because if we do the work and nobody knows who we are, we're not accomplishing anything. We're just spinning our wheels. So I've had a great response from South Suburban A.B.A.T.E, Richland County A.B.A.T.E, Eastern Illinois A.B.A.T.E, Embarrass Valley A.B.A.T.E, and Heart of Illinois and Duquesne A.B.A.T.E chapters, where they're creating Twitter accounts and Instagrams and getting their Facebooks and their websites up to date. So I want to thank all of them for that. And I know there's more coming. I've been emailing with different chapters on helping them get set up on this. So our presence is growing in social media, which again is only going to help going forward to keep our name and our mission out there. Because again, we need to be a united force. So with that being said, the other thing that we're going forward with is we're going to keep discussing the state events, but not only state events, we're going to discuss chapter events as well to kind of bring everybody together. So I would encourage you to support these chapter events too. So we'll start in January, and one chapter that's already got their event underway is Piasaw Gateway, and they've got their ABC run going. That actually started January 9th, and it runs through the end of the year, December 2021. And what that is you ride around, you stop at locations or businesses that begin with each letter of the alphabet, you document them and you turn them in. So it's a fun way, get out and ride around, put the miles on, and participate in that. Then moving to January 23rd, Central Illinois A.B.A.T.E has a bags tournament and a membership drive that starts at 1 o'clock p.m. there. And then on January 30th, Will County has their Cabin Fever event, which is always a fun time. That starts at 6 p.m. Then we move into February, where again, Piasaw Gateway has got their 4th annual Derby Mouse races. That begins at 7 p.m. And then in March, Heart of Illinois A.B.A.T.E has got their bags tournament at 1 p.m. The next day on the 7th, Will County has their triathlon, which if you've never been to, you should really check out. It's a fun day of bags, darts, and pool, and they team you up with people that you're normally not around, so you get to communicate with someone you don't see all the time. It's a very good time, and that starts at noon. And then at the end of March, the Duquesne chapter on the 21st has their 4th annual Duquesne A.B.A.T.E Bowling Classic. That begins at 2 o'clock. So there's plenty of events coming up, different ways we can get involved. On a state level, I'm encouraging you all, and as everybody knows, Steel is February 26th and 27th. And I really want to see a huge turnout this year. I want to see everybody there. The first thing I'll say about Steel is that there are rumors going around. This event is not canceled. Kathy Brush has busted her ass to make sure of this. The event will happen. Steel is not canceled. Spread the word. But on that note, I want to see everybody there because it's a good time for camaraderie with other members and other chapters where you can discuss things that are working for them or not working and share your own and see who can help, take some ideas back and make each of us a better chapter and a better member. And there's great classes like Hunter John teaches one on off-road issues. There's PR classes. There's legislative classes with Josh. There's a president's meetings. There's so many classes that you can take advantage of to make yourself a better member and you're a better chapter and put things into use that can only help all of us going forward. So definitely get registered for that. There's still hotel space available, and you just got to get down there and take advantage of it. And then the last note on the state events, as we announced last Saturday, due to continued COVID restrictions, the February swap meet has been moved to March. Mark Waries is working on a date for that. So as soon as we have that locked and loaded, we will let you know when and where that's taking place so that we can all be there and involved in that. So that's what's going on there. The last thing I would encourage all of you to remember is that you're A.B.A.T.E of Illinois members. Be proud of that and spread that word. Tell people, hey, you are a motorcyclist, you enjoy motorcyclists, or you care about motorcycles. Get involved for the rights and freedoms of motorcyclists. Do not be ashamed of that. Be proud of that. So that's all I've got.
Thank you very much, Chris. We greatly appreciate that. As you can see, a little bit of transition there. Chris is going to be helping out quite a bit with more of the Facebook, social media. You're going to be seeing a lot more from him over these next month, next few years, actually, and hopefully. With that said, we're going to continue on with what the program was from earlier this evening. At this point in time, I had received some questions through the video lag regarding the trailer plates, the TA plates. So those do get addressed. They get addressed here in the next few minutes in this video. So with that said, here is what we played earlier this evening. Chris, we greatly appreciate it. So that was Chris Hansen, our public relations coordinator with A.B.A.T.E of Illinois. This is part of the changes that we're doing. And yes, I saw the comments about the echo that's going on out there. I do apologize for that, but we're doing our best. We're trying to work a few new things here and there. It's causing a couple issues, but I think we'll get it worked out in the future. So, let's see if this will pull. So, last but not least, we do have, I saw on here a couple people were asking about the license plate issue, the trailer plates. As it sits right now, I'm not aware of new legislation. I expect that there will be new legislation with regard to those trailer plates. Part of the issue that we're running into on that, to cut all of the TA plate fee, it's like a $22 million hit. And people are, the state's hurting for money because of the whole COVID deal. We think we can make the suggestion to them that they need to make the cut no matter what, because there's a high rate of non-compliance. We're waiting on some numbers to come back that show whether or not there is a high rate of non-compliance. We suspect there is, based on what we're hearing. So once that comes in, we're hoping we can use that for a better legislative position with regards to the TA plate issue. Yes, it was wrong. They increased the fee from 18 to 118. It's a 500% increase. I see Chris has joined the fray on the chapters here, on the chat here. Anyway, so last but not least, this weekend, we are sending myself and Patrick Wood from POTAS chapter down to Texas to go assist Texas A.B.A.T.E with their legislative day. They originally had their legislative day scheduled for Monday. It seems to be that Monday has been canceled, so they're doing a little bit of a get-together on Sunday instead down there. We're going down to learn about the issues that they're facing, how they're addressing it, and to share what we know from working on it from our end here in Illinois. This is part of what A.B.A.T.E of Illinois does. We go out and we assist other organizations, state motorcycle rights organizations throughout the country, and that is what we are doing now. So be looking forward to live updates from Texas. This video, yes, I see we're having issues with connection. I don't think it's on our end. I think it's on Facebook's end, judging from what I'm seeing on the stream. We're going to work on that, but this video will be recorded. The video will be posted as it was recorded, hopefully without the lag that we're seeing on Facebook Live. And once that is up, it'll be available on our YouTube page. It'll be available right here on Facebook. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to email me. The email is down there, ski@abate-il.org. Look forward to seeing you more in the future and hopefully getting a few more of these bugs worked out as we continue to try to do weekly updates via video. Till then, everybody have a good night.